So you've been in Dubai now
Yep.
for 24 hours. We had a fantastic iftar last night. It was really well attended. It was so good to be able to create that CDN leadership type group and see your team interacting with them.
Mm-hmm.
But there might still be a lot of people in this market, Ian, that don't know who mainstreaming are. Give me an overview, give me the macro perspective of what mainstreaming as an organisation is and does.
Sure. Well, firstly, thanks for setting up last night. It was really great.
Absolutely.
It's so important to start bringing mainstreaming as an opportunity to this territory, because I think it's super relevant. What mainstreaming does is ultimately we're a CDN, content delivery network, but with a difference. So we specialize in smart edge delivery. So our technology is all about delivering video and only video. We're a CDN that only specializes in video, right down to the edge. So we're delivering video as close to the end user as you can possibly get, and orchestrating the delivery of that video in such a way to get the best quality of experience possible.
There have been so many conversations, particularly over the last 18 months, that I've had with people in the industry about the increasing demand for bandwidth and maintaining the integrity of excellent delivery and the provision of that content. What's been enlightening for me, hearing about the software element of mainstreaming, is just how it optimizes existing infrastructure, existing asset.
Yep.
Tell me if I'm wrong here, but what's excited me about it is this kind of triangulation. You've got the telcos and you've got the content providers.
Yep.
And both of those are, they're symbiotic in the way that they exist in the same ecosystem, but they kind of exist as separate entities. There's a third point now, in my mind, in the triangulation of that, which is mainstreaming. You drop mainstreaming in, and all of a sudden, it kind of changes the dynamics, not only in terms of the provision of the commercial relationship. Have I picked up enough over the last 24 hours to see what the value of mainstreaming really is?
You're absolutely right. It is really, the value of mainstreaming is really about this sort of symbiotic relationship between the content providers and the telcos. In the traditional world of CDN, they will all work together. The CDN works with the content provider and the CDN works with the telco, but in many ways they work in isolation. It's almost a relationship that has to coexist, but there's no real true benefits other than commercials.
Yeah.
What mainstreaming does is that we collaborate very closely with telcos to help those telcos optimize their own infrastructure. So essentially you get the most efficiencies, better quality delivery across their own infrastructure, because we can enable it to do so with our tech.
Yeah.
And the content providers therefore know that when they're delivering their content across mainstreaming with this collaboration with the local telcos, they're getting the best possible quality of experience, because they're essentially being able to control the video delivery from the origin right down into the households. Now, there's nothing new about that, but what we've brokered with the telcos is both a commercial and a technical relationship. The technical relationship is our on-net deployment on their infrastructure, which allows this edge distribution, which we know to be the most effective way of delivering video.
Yeah.
But we also have reseller relationships, whereby it opens opportunities for telcos to create more revenue streams and to be able to actually be a viable commercial partner in this relationship, which is critical. On the other side, the content providers then know that they're getting ultimate quality of experience, and they're typically getting it at a lot more attractive price points, because the telcos are a partner in this ecosystem, as opposed to being purely just a technical enabler.
Yeah, instead of
and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win-win for all the parties.
Final question for you, Ian. This is a market that you've been here to do due diligence on, speak to people, find out whether or not you think the heat map of potential aligns with the appetite of mainstreaming. You're getting on a plane in a few hours.
Yeah.
What will you be thinking on that plane?
Well, first off, I'm missing the sunshine, because this is just a fabulous place to be, isn't it? I think, Mainstream is an Italian business, and we're very proud of the roots. We are have been very focused on the European market. It's a challenging market, but we've had a lot of successes in that model that I was just outlining to you. And I really think that the Middle East offers so many opportunities because it's a massive growth market.
Yeah.
Right? We know. I mean, if we're sat in Dubai right now and it's growing and growing and growing, but it's not just around the UAE, it's across the whole of MENA. The content providers that we're engaged with today struggle with quality of experience in those territories, typically around North Africa, for example, that are frankly poorly served in terms of infrastructure today. But these are prime areas for them to grow into. They've got a massive growth market. There's a huge appetite for the quality of content that they deliver today. But they're struggling to actually get it to the audience in a way that satisfies the audience's needs. And they have no control of the costs because they're critically dependent on the CDN, so you can frankly charge whatever they want.
Yeah.
So our approach to the content providers here is, let's collaborate with the local telcos, let's do an on-net deployment, but let's focus on those territories where you are struggling with infrastructure. And that is a fact of this territory. And we can solve the infrastructure problems and we can deliver a much better quality of experience. And then going back to that original point around that sort of symbiotic relationship between the telcos and the content providers and mainstreaming, there's a great appetite for it. And also I think it's a mindset. This is a very innovative territory.
Absolutely.
Right? People want to go and do new things.
Yeah.
They're not scared to try something new. You're right. They'll make an investment in an area where they think they're going to get a great ROI. So everyone, in just the last 24 hours I've been here, we've had amazing meetings. Everyone has been leaning forward, super engaged, asking great questions, generally really interested in this opportunity. And I'm super excited and I can't wait to get back.
It's been a pleasure having you here. Safe journey home.
Thanks very much, Chris.